Yeah.
Looks like we're live now.
You're listening to This Week in Real Estate with your host, Rob Golfi. Brought to you by the Golfi Team at RE/MAX Escarpment, featuring Conrad Zarini, broker-owner of RE/MAX Escarpment Realty Inc., and Brian Hogben, owner of Mission 35 Mortgages. Let's hear what's going on in real estate this week.
Hey guys, what's happening? Everybody was right on the note on the button today. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
we all squeaked in. Yeah.
That's it. So I just got back from Vegas last night, and I met as soon as I got to Vegas, I was in a room, private house, with probably about 20 realtors, and totaling our business volume is about 10 billion between all of us.
Wow.
Huge.
Yeah.
And so they were talking about, everybody's going through the same thing with home prices, on a downscale, it's adjusting itself. And then one guy mentioned that NAR said that the National Association of Realtors said that 30% of the realtors are going to leave the business just because of the fact that they're going to struggle through the next bit. And it also was suggested that if they leave the business, which is bad, that they're going to walk away from the career, but the opportunity is, it's like guys like you, Conrad, where you have tons of training. Same thing with myself as a team. If people don't connect themselves with the right brokerage or the right team, that means they gave up. They didn't, you know what I mean? Like if they're walking away, because I'm going to tell you something. I know a lot of brokerages don't do what you do, and I know a lot of teams don't do.
Thank you.
And I know a lot of teams don't do what we do.
Oh, for sure. That's for sure. Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of, everybody has training, but you have continuous amounts of training. And I couldn't believe, it just solidified that we were on the right track. Like the last 2 years, there's a lot of agents out there. They've been around. They did well just because, they sold their brothers, their cousins, their nephews, their aunts and uncles' houses. They did well. But now is where skill comes into place. This is where you have to, be in touch, work the listing, get the exposure, do everything, do the social media. That's everything. And that's everything that you offer. I don't know, I don't know. What do you think? That 30% number, is that realistic? Is it true that the U.S. has 1.4 million realtors licensed? So that number's approximately right? 1.4 million.
Yeah, they should be at that million mark, for the population that they have. So that would be like one for every 350 people, right? So to speak. I think that's really where they should be at, and I think that's the right, number. So they're not off when they're saying that, right? Pretty. Yeah.
So that'll bring them down to 1 million. If it does drop. So, and that number was probably 5 years ago, I would assume.
Definitely.
That number, same thing with our board. I mean, are we close to 4,000 agents on the?
We're 4,000.
4,000. And now I got to ask you something. I wasn't an agent in what was it, in the early 90s, but before then wasn't the population that did they drop quite a bit too?
I'll give you the numbers. We got as high as probably 3,500, and then like in the late 80s, and then when the 90s rolled around, we shed 1,000 agents, so almost a third. A third left the business, and we dropped down to 25, and we floated at 2,500 to 2,700 for a very long time. Yeah.
And it just before COVID, weren't we floated close to 3,000, and it was there for a bit, around just 2,900, 3,000, 20, And then all of a sudden, bang, now we're at 4,000. So there's 1,000 agents out there. There's probably more than 1,000 agents are not doing any business. And
no.
Could they sustain doing no business with the cost of like our business? It's not cheap. Like this is not something you do as a hobby. It's not a hobby.
No, you can't.
Business.
And I think too, I think the consumer's really weeding everybody out. Like we're finding that consumers are wanting to know more about their agent, and like, so tell me about the properties you sold in our area. Tell me about this. They want to get their numbers, their statistics, things like that. It's really elevated. I find, a lot of people have been researching, sitting on the sidelines. We noticed on our website, it's amazing. The biggest population of people searching on our website is male. It's male. It's over 60%. And that age group is probably that 35 to 39. And they're the people that are probably, established in, into their careers. They want to know, what are the numbers, what's going on. I want to keep track of what's happening with my investment. So yeah, I think it's a heightened awareness level of consumers that's going to push these guys right out of the business.
Yeah,
right?
we see the same thing in the mortgage brokerage space right now. We're seeing people like the discount brokerage, and I know that's it's a very similar model in real estate to mortgages, but the discount brokerage can't offer the education and training, right?
No,
and you're going to need the education and training, and clients are coming to us with more questions than ever before.
Yes.
And if you're not doing the education and training in all of our industries, you're going to get pushed out, because like you said, the savvy consumer, it doesn't take long to Google somebody and find out what they know, right? And the reputation that they have. So I think that training is equally important in our industry. We upped ours to Conrad and Rob to yours. Like we're doing 32 training sessions a month right now, because it's things are changing on a weekly basis. And if you're doing one deal a month, you don't know anything that's going on right now.
We're actually gonna really look at that with our agents. And I mean, we offer so much training, and if you're not doing much business and you don't want to learn, I don't think you should be in this business, period.
No, get out.
I mean?
Yeah
like if you I want to do this. This is not a business where you can just get in and think you're gonna have a glamorous life, nice cars, just like watching Selling Sunset. It's not like that. all those people there, they work. They work, and I can't believe that people now the public out there thinks it's like that, which it isn't. It's not like that. But if they actually sat in their shoes and saw how hard it is, what we do and everything else, and how expensive it is, but the one thing I can't understand is even you, Conrad, it's with everybody. You offer all the education, and some people don't jump on it.
I know.
And they want to do more business, and they want to do. I'll give you one example. Somebody was telling me about a guy that listens to everything that you do, and he's in the top 20 of the real estate board, Don Porter. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah, you're right.
Does that guy follow everything you do? Is he one of the guys that follows? And look at him, top 20 on the board. Now,
100%.
Can you imagine if everybody did that? And he enhances.
He enhances too as well. He enhances it, takes it, enhances it. But yeah, you're right. He would take some of my courses 2-3 times.
See, there you go. Yes. So everybody did that.
Like 5% to be successful sometimes, right? Like if you just take nuggets, right? Just show up and take a nugget, you're actually going to learn something that you don't even have to implement everything.
Yeah. No. And I actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you, what makes success is podcasts, books, and functions. Podcasts, books, and functions. And I say that to my team, and that's what makes success. If you got to listen to podcasts, you got to read books, and you got to go to functions. And Conrad, I know anybody that goes to functions, you're at a function at least every 6 weeks, 2 months for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I know that, and that's how you elevate yourself to a higher level. Because if you're not growing, you're dying in this business. So
totally.
And I couldn't believe that. Like I paid for 4 of the agents to come with me. I paid for the registration fee in Las Vegas, and I said, hey, if you pay for your flight and your hotel, I'll pay for the registration fee. I wanted to show that you have to have something in it to want it. And these people that came, they did want it, and the program was fantastic. A great program, you know, how to deal with a lot of different things, what's going on in the marketplace and all that kind of stuff. But I just find that I think that we've had it, a lot of agents probably had it easy for the last few years, and if they don't elevate themselves now, I don't know. I think education is important. And even I try to get into some of your programs, you know, Conrad, we follow everything that you guys do. And
I had a group of your top listers last week. It was great mastermind we did on listing and the new environment. It was fantastic. Yeah.
You know what? And the other thing, I was disappointed that there wasn't more there at the time. There should have been more there, and I was disappointed. And that didn't show up to that. And so I'm going to have a talk with the ones that didn't show up. because you know what? I don't think they realize how important it is. You know that? Until you take something away from them, and then they feel bad about it. But everybody takes things for granted. But I'll tell you, I had an eye opener, and now I'm back in the groove. I felt like going into COVID. You know, we got used to doing the Zoom stuff, right? We didn't go to any conferences, no seminars, nothing. I got to ask you, was it tough for your first one to go, like to actually, you know, book it, get on a plane and go? But once you do that, then you're in the groove. You've been at it.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. The first, there were so many that were coming on stream. I did 2 back-to-backs. I really I said, look, I'm doing it. One of them was they normally do it in January. They moved it to April. The other one's always in April. So I did 2 back-to-back, and I thought, oh, let's do it. Packing was like a disaster. Like I'm thinking, what do I pack? Like when you're out of it for so long. But yeah, it was a challenge. But then once you get in the groove and that whole, you know, there's so much, the in class, and then there's the out of class, and then there's the, you know, the networking piece. There's just so many nuggets floating around. And puts things in perspective, because, you know, Rob, being at your level, Rob, it's a lonely business, right? At the level that you're at, it can be a very lonely business. Same thing with you, Brian. At the level you're at in your industry, it's a lonely business at times. And it's nice to see that some people, we're going through the same types of things when you bump into people at that caliber. So it kind of helps make you feel a little bit better. Like, we are on the right track. Like you said, Rob, we're on the right track. You know?
I think it's important. Like, I'm going to it took me a while, to your point, Rob, to book it again, right? Because you got into the groove, and then finally I said, F it, I'm doing it. And I booked, to Conrad's point, I booked back to back. I got one in California, and then I'm flying to Vancouver. And the only way I could do it is I had to bring my family with me to go to the California one, right? But you just I know. You just got to do it. You just got to book it, and then, you know, and then it falls into play.
And you're in the groove, I know. And then I know there's Inman coming up first week of August, which is tough. It's right like vacation time for me. Yeah. I don't know. Is there another one in the fall, like in New York? Is there one in the fall? You know?
Well, the one's in January. They usually do January, February. And you know what? I've gotten to the groove of that one now. So that's the one I was saying. It used to be in January, and they moved it to April. So I got in the groove of that one. I enjoyed it. You know, they do it in Midtown, and just the people from all over North America that come. It's amazing.
That's the who's who of real estate that shows up at those things. Those are
absolutely
the heavy hitters go to those ones, and I like it, because I love when you can network with those guys, because you learn a lot.
And I like, you know what? I used to think that you wouldn't get good ideas from the States, but some of the best things come out, even though things are a little bit different. My God, the best ideas come out of different market areas as well too.
No, I know. It's amazing. And I know, Conrad, you're like in tune to all that stuff that's happening. You're a resource, but
thanks.
Definitely,
Well, every bit of software that we developed and consumer kind of facing product, a lot of it came from U.S. Trade shows and U.S. experiences and things like that. They seem to be a little step ahead of us. You know what I mean? In terms of that, in consumer behavior. So, yeah.
So what I learned when I was down there, they have real trends, and you can tell the volume of business. So I found out where Gary Ashton's at now, where his volume
Oh, good.
business. So now I got a new goal that I got to hit to be the number one guy in the world. It's going to take time, but
You'll get there.
Nice.
You'll get there.
That's good.
Well, you know, we had Real Trends in Canada, right? But this is the funny thing about Canadians. A lot of them were like, oh, you know, we don't want to show this and what have you. So for years we had it here, and we were like the number 11 brokerage in Canada at the time.
I remember
with
that.
Real Trends. So it was like the real numbers. So now I don't know where we rank, but a lot of these companies and individuals said, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to participate. But when you see the numbers, you can move up towards them. You know what I mean? It gives you that motivation, right?
It's a good indicator. It's a platform where you can actually, okay, you know what, we're on the right track. Because if you drop significantly, then you say, hey, what's everybody else doing? What am I not doing?
Yeah.
It's kind of a field where you can see if you're doing better or not. And now, like I realize Real Trends is me as a platform where I can look at in the U.S. and say, okay, where would I rank if I was in that U.S. market or even North American market? So I'll keep an eye on that. But they told me they can get audited anytime to make sure they're not screwing up with the numbers. So otherwise they'll get bumped off or whatever. But I kind of like that. Yeah, too bad they didn't bring Real Trends back to Canada. That'd be a really
we're trying, but again, it's voluntary. So we submit our numbers, right? That's really where it's at. And you're right, they can audit you. A lot of these companies were pissed off that it was a lot of RE/MAX offices. And if you look at the Real Trends, Real Trends in the US, it is a lot of RE/MAX offices that are ranking in the top 50. That's that's the thing too. So people are like,
yeah, they said, I forget it. I'm not going to submit my numbers and stuff like that.
We got to see if we can get that for the mortgage business. See if we can get some Real Trends over there.
Yeah. You guys got to get going on that. Anyway, guys, listen, I appreciate your time and thank you so much, and have a fantastic weekend.
Yes.